before I start off the show, I just want to say, if you ever want to be a guest or be up in a box on any of my shows, you can DM me, you can DM my wife, you can email me at that link at jklot@outlook.com, and we can schedule something to work out. And if you have a story that you want to tell, you know, we can do that, or anything like that, and we can go from there. So, all right, on to today's topic. It's something that a lot of us have dealt with before, and pet peeves. And I have a few of them that that some people um, may or may not. I mean, everybody has a pet peeve, I'm sure. Good morning, Thomas. Welcome to my podcast. Good morning, Bridget. Welcome to my podcast. So, pet peeves is the subject today, and I have a few that get to me, but I don't let them over obsess with them, because then that turns into OCD for me. One of the pet peeves I have is when I go to the gym. It when people put their weights, like they don't re-rack their weights, or and I'm not saying that you have to re-rack them in order. I'm not saying you have to re-rack them in order or put them in, like, well, as long as the 45 pounds are at the bottom and not way at the top. But other than that, if you put the 25s on the second, third, well, I wouldn't put a 25 at the very top. But the 45s and the 25s at the bottom, that's fine. But just put them back somewhere off the floor. Yeah, I may not be the most organized person at home, but at the gym, I don't want to walk around and trip on something. Just this morning, my wife said she tripped on my shoes because I left them out in the way. So I guess I'm a double-edged sword, because I leave stuff around here, but I talk about the gym weights, things like that. Because who wants to stub their toe at the gym? Other pet peeves, leaving things laying around. Yeah, I have a bad habit of doing that. I'm getting better. I'm learning to get better, because I'll go look for something, and and my wife has moved it because I just left it sitting around. We were just talking about the microphones we have that we use to make content. She's trying to keep them in a certain spot, and I just have them laying around. I'm very bad at that. I'm sure people have pet peeves that are just like outrageously that annoys them, and your pet peeves, annoying you. I mean, it's okay, but don't let it make it obsessive to where you get so mad, because that can really ruin your day. And I have a few other ones. Like, I like my coffee a certain way. Now I don't have to have it a certain way. It's only when I want my coffee. It's not like I go out of my way to. That's why I don't drink coffee when I go out, because they don't have the stuff that I use. Before I met my wife, now this one's funny. I used to not put my barbecue, my macaroni and cheese, and my mashed potatoes on the same plate. They had to be separate. Weird, I know, but I've gotten over it. I don't do that anymore when it comes to stuff like that. And other pet peeves they have out there, like, I prefer certain pencils versus pens, and your food cannot touch I've gotten better, Thomas. It just depends. Certain foods can touch, certain foods can't. I'm okay with the barbecue touching the mashed potatoes and the macaroni. I'm okay with that. Um, Other pet peeves. Let's see. When it comes to drinks, I don't like to drink my drinks if they're watered down. Um, I can't. Now, flat versus watered down is two different things uh, to me. So, other pet peeves that people have. Let's see. Or any other pet peeves you may have, Thomas? Besides the food not touching? Uh, like, is there certain things that, that you do? Like, for me, um, it's, for me, I'm not obsessed with my pet peeves. Like, I don't go out of my way. It's like, I don't want it to turn into OCD, honestly. Um, but, some people, their pet peeves can, you can't have a messy space when you're building your models. That makes sense. I can see that as a pet peeve. But your man cave looks like a hoarder's room. Exactly. Like I said, I go to the gym and I get so aggravated with the weights that are not put around. But I come home and I just put my stuff everywhere. Like this hat that I wear right here. I wear it a lot. It's supposed to be sitting on a hook behind the door. But where is it? It's sitting right by my desk. So, things I don't, at home, I there's certain things I just, my wife says that her biggest is people who look down on others because they don't believe the same. Yes. And perfect example. I'm going to talk about what she heard at the gym today. There was two females on the stair steppers. One was in sweatpants and a baggy sweatshirt. The other one was in a sports bra and a pair of tights. And she asked her.
Oh no, she was in booty shorts.
She was in booty shorts and a sports bra, and her friend asked her why she dressed like that. And her response was, what was it? To make. What did you say?
To make men feel bad by looking at me.
To make men feel bad by looking at her. That to me, it's like when you go to the gym, it's not a fashion show. People are going to look at you. Some of them don't care what you're wearing. Some of them don't care if you have baggy pants on and a shirt. But you're dressed to go to work out. And if people look at you, so be it. Yes, some people are more subconscious about it. I used to be like that. And you just, that just irks my nerves. Another thing, yeah, I think she knows men, but she just probably just, not all men. But when I go to the gym and I'm working out, I get in my zone and I have my headphones in and I'm working out. There is going to be times where my eyes are looking like I'm staring at somebody, but technically I'm not. And some men and women, they get offended because you're staring. They think you're staring at them. And that really gets on my nerves. One of my pet peeves is when you go to the gym, you're there to work out. It's not a place to, well, you can use it to mingle if you want to. That's all good. That's on you. But most of the people that I see, that I know, they go there to work out. They're not there to care about. I could go there in a burlap sack if I wanted to, you know, and still work out. It wouldn't be it would be uncomfortable, but it would be funny. But I probably wouldn't get half the stairs I get, or maybe I get more. Yeah, I'd probably get more stairs. Um, I don't know. Other pet peeves that I have. Let's see. Hmm. What else do I that I do that don't turn into obsessiveness? Okay. Hmm. Certain spices. My wife just fed me a question that some people have a pet peeve of other people chewing with their mouth open, or making noises while they're chewing, or while they're eating, or slurping their food. It can be a bit much. I don't. You Thomas, that irks you, that when people chew with their mouth open. Yeah, and they're smacking real loud, and they're smacking their lips as they're chewing and eating. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to see your food. I don't want to see your food. Now, some people, I admit, they may not be able to close their mouth, and they don't do it intentionally, but that's very few. Some people may have a bad jaw, or they have some kind of medical or physical, that thing that has to, slurping is only allowed with ramen. I would have to debate that with my son about that, because he eats ramen. So I would have to ask him that later and see what his take on slurping was only allowed with ramen. Another pet peeve that some people have is being late, always late. I get on this with my mom about this. I love my mom to death. I do, but she is always like taking her time to get. Now, the doctor's appointments, I always like to make sure she's there early, because I always tell her the earlier we get there, the more likely we are to get in early. So being late is not always good. Only reason I say that is because it's considered disrespectful not to slurp the ramen. Now, I've never heard that. Like I said, I'm gonna have to discuss that with my son later, because that's a good thing to ask him. Sorry, had some coffee there. Another one, I suppose that may only count in Japan. I don't know. I don't know. I don't eat ramen. I don't eat ramen whatsoever. It's not a thing that I enjoy. And I'm not hating on people that eat ramen. It's just not my thing. Not a big fan. And another pet peeve, that is people who interrupt you when you're on the phone only to ask what you are talking about. I do this sometimes to my wife, because I hear the conversation, or I walk in on half the conversation. Now, if I know who she's talking to, 9 times out of 10, hey Laura, 9 times out of 10, that pet peeve that that people have, interrupting while on the phone. If I know who she's talking to, I don't ask her what they're talking about. 9 times out of 10, and I mean, the pet peeves that people have, though, it's like it can turn into obsession. Like, when people belch at the table, when people intentionally, scrape their teeth across the fork, or things like that. There's so many pet peeves out there. It's like, but some people turn their pet peeves into obsession, and it's fine to have a pet peeve. I get it. because I have a lot that I probably don't even pay attention to. Uh, Bad drivers while not using their signal when they're turning, or ones that leave it turned on if they don't realize where they're turning and they keep going, they leave it turned on. Um, they don't, or they if they put it on too early and they like that's not the right turn and the next turn is not for 2 blocks, but they still leave it on. I had a thought in my head about a pet peeve, and I don't know where it went. It was about God, my brain. I just had a brain fart. I just had a brain fart. Oh, this is not good. Turning without signaling. All right, Thomas, I'll be here.
Hi, Jana.
Hey, Jana. Hey, Bitten. Hey, Kay. Welcome in.
Laura.
Laura's already came and left. I said hi to her. Yes, you just. Me and my wife, sometimes it scares me because I had a brain fart and she's my producer, y'all. She feeds me things so I don't have to do research. She and me, we've been together almost 10 years. We're that was the brain fart I had. She just fed me the pet peeve that people who don't mute their phones in public or talk on speakerphone for everybody to hear, or I understand, having earpieces in your ear to talk on the phone, but just don't be so loud and obvious. It's yeah, that was the brain fart I had. So my wife she just found, like, she just brought my thought back. But yeah, it's okay to talk on the phone in public, but not on speakerphone. If you have a earpiece in, if you have an earpiece in while you're talking on the phone, that's fine. Just don't make it obvious and so loud. Nobody wants to hear your conversation. I mean, I can give a care less about somebody's what shirt they want. I mean, are you buying? If you're gonna buy me a shirt, I'll gladly tell you what size I wear. Um, so that's like, it's like you're in public and they got their speakerphone on. Now I fully admit, I've done it, but I'm more prone to do it when I'm walking my dog. When I call my little brother to wake him up, than I am in the store. If I'm out walking my dog on the street and it's just me and my wife and the dog, yeah, I'll put it on speakerphone because I'm not like doing anything that's important. I'm just calling to wake up my little brother, like so he can go to the gym. I'm not looking to disturb anybody. But yeah, they got people that'll just blatantly just talk on their phone with it on speakerphone, and you're hearing their whole conversation. You're hearing their business, and I don't want to know their business because then my head starts spinning. I wonder this, and I need to not worry about that. So yeah, people that use their phone in public like that, and it's just nuts. PDA.
Public displays of affection.
Oh, another pet peeve that some people might have. It don't bother me if as long as it's not overboard. Is public displays of affection. It's okay to be affectionate to your partner, your loved one, in public. It's I think of Gunther when I hear this. When my ADHD, sorry y'all. When people overdo the public display of affection is when some people, it don't bother me. I don't give a care. Just don't get too bad. Don't get too out of hand because they do have kids around. So, holding hands, pecks on the cheek, pecks on the lip, hugging, things like that. Hey, that's fine. But when you start making out like you're trying to swallow each other's face in public, that's a little bit too far. Because, yes, I get it. You want to show your love for your partner. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Now, I have smacked my girl on the butt, my wife on the butt in public, but not like when there's kids around. And I don't do it all the time. It's mostly in the parking lot. When we walk into the car or something like that. Some people they're rubbing their significant other's butt while they're walking in public, and it's like, okay, I get it, but just be more mindful. Another pet peeve that some people have. Now, I don't go out in the public that much by choice. I have, like people that know me, I have anxiety. So I don't like to go out if I don't have to. But people out in the public that don't have manners, that don't say please, thank you, or excuse me. I try to be as mindful and respectful as possible. Um, like I'm raised in the South. I'll use yes ma'am, no ma'am, unless they tell me don't call them a ma'am or sir. I will respect them and not use ma'am or sir, because some people don't don't want you to call them a ma'am or sir. Uh, our son's got some pet peeves, I'm sure. Um, he's probably got a lot of them, and so does my wife. The other ones I have is like, um, welcome in, D. Coleman, is the way I wear certain things. And this is a pet peeve of mine, not for others, that others do. I don't like my shirts. I don't like my shirts to, when I raise my arms up, I don't like my shirts to come up over my belly. And I don't care what type of shape I'm in. That's just a pet peeve that I have. Uh, and things like that, because I don't care if I have the body of of Adonis. If I raise my arms and my shirt comes above my belly, it drives me nuts. That's my own pet peeve. They got some other people that their pet peeve, their shirts can't be too long, or their pants can't be too long. We all have personal pet peeves as well. That others, that's not for that we do in public, and some of them turn those pet peeves into obsessions, and sometimes can get OCD. Um, my wife, hers is having dishes in the sink or on the counter. She says just put them in the dishwasher. Now I have a bad habit of not putting dishes in the dishwasher. I put them on the counter or I put them in the sink. I try my best to put them in the dishwasher. I do. And I try to, and I don't always do it. And sometimes she'll get a little frustrated with me. Now, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at learning to do things differently, because before I met her, I was just like, whatever. What's up, Brando? Welcome in. And the pet peeves about another pet peeve that I don't have, but my wife has, is when it comes to her email. Like, absolutely drives her insane if she lets her email get too backed up. Nothing much, Brando. I'm just doing my podcast, and the subject is pet peeves. You came on right on the tail end. It's got like 6 minutes left. She absolutely does not like her emails to get. Welcome in, Joshua. She does not like her emails to get backed up. That is a pet peeve that she has. And me, you could probably go into my junk email, and there's probably like 300 or 400 emails just sitting in my junk email. That would drive her nuts. I wouldn't say it's OCD, but it's more like a pet peeve that she does not like emails to sit there. She'll star the ones that are important and get rid of. Whoa, I just disappeared. She will star the ones that are important, and she'll get rid of everything else and clear everything else. Me, I don't know, in my junk email, probably got like 700 or 800 emails sitting there. And whenever I open my email, she'll see that and she'll be like, what are you doing? Why is that? I said, I don't know. I just don't never clear them. Most of them's junk anyway. or spam. Um, yeah, I know I'm fidgeting. Sorry, y'all. It's my anxiety and my ADHD. Sorry. Another pet peeve I have is about like when I uh, when I peel oranges. I have to make sure they almost entirely peeled. Like I can't have that rind, none of that residue, or none of that. Like they had to be almost completely perfect. I know it's not possible because that would take me forever. But they have to be almost completely perfect before I would eat them when I peel them. And that's you too, Brando. Yeah, that it's. I mean, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it exactly perfect. I can guarantee you that. I mean, at least I can. And if there's any tips or tricks that anybody knows about, please let me know. Because I need to get back at eating some oranges because I love eating oranges. Um, I have to have my food cooked a certain way, and that's not because of health reasons. I just like certain tastes. Like when I make uh, macaroni and cheese, I don't like it too creamy. I don't like it too dry. Um, Things like that. I'm gonna have to come back to this episode in a week or two, and I'm gonna have to start writing down my pet peeves because I'm shooting for the hip, and I can't. I'm not focusing on like my pet peeves because I sure have a lot, and my wife probably has a lot, and things like that. Um, and it's another thing about putting things away, like my clothes. Um, I don't when I wash and dry clothes. I don't put them away right away. They'll just sit in the basket for days. I wash and dry them just fine, but when it goes to putting them away, it's like I need to start though. I need to start. And another thing that I really absolutely do not and what is it? Can't think. Had a brain fart again. It happens. So what else? What else? What else? Got about you do it too until you force yourself to put them away. Yeah, I most of me and my wife's clothes are 90% gym clothes anyway, so it's not like the good clothes that we wash all the time. It's just mostly the gym clothes. So I tell myself, oh, it's just gym clothes. It doesn't matter if it's wrinkled. So got about a minute and a half left, and I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's come here and everybody that watches. The replays on my YouTube. I have my email right there if anybody has any subjects that they would like me to talk about, or if anybody wants to be a guest and up on my podcast to talk about stuff. The only rule is no religion, no politics. And just reach out to one of us. Mainly, y'all can reach out to my email. It's a lot easier to email me at that email because I can set up things from there. Because I'm trying to just bring people around and talk about their story or things that they want to talk about, things that they want to do, or try to help encourage them to figure out whatever it is they want to do. Because as I've said before in one of my quotes, I just like to help uplift people and try to bring positivity to people's life. Because I deal with a lot of negativity in my own head, not from other people. I deal with it every day. And so I think by me helping others, I can help myself. And I friend of ours, she's inspired by our workouts and inspiration, and that just touches me because I never thought that I would be one to help inspire people because of the way I used to be 15 years ago. So, but that's it for today. I hope y'all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see y'all on Friday. let me